Have you tried mages? Coddle does so much damage. I haven't played mages and underlords yet, actually. I don't know why. I haven't really played mages. I used to play mages all the time. I guess I don't like being reminded that gods don't exist in this game. It makes me sad. So vicious intent is kind of funny. We don't really have summons, though. I mean, okay, I'm going to buy this because it's hilarious. I don't really expect this to be good, but I think we can actually knock people out of the game when they think they're good, and I think that's just kind of funny. I wouldn't really advocate doing this if I wanted to win the video game. I don't know, 6 mages sounds kind of fun. Maybe I should actually try it. So Desperate Measures is really funny, but you know what's also really, really funny is getting a second Vicious Intent. So this is incorrect. Do not do this, actually, like in an actual game. Someone could die from 40 health without actually thinking that they're dying. I kind of have to do this because it's too funny to not do. I could actually just literally straight up murder someone. Vanguard on Enigma? I think Chainmail on Enigma will be sufficient to allow him to go off. I don't think I need Vanguard. Okay, this guy's defending against me? Okay. Wait, Dog God, wait, he's at 40 health? Wait. He just lost to me? How much is he taking? Oh, he's dead! Holy shit! Dude, he's fucking dead! Double Vicious Intent, holy shit! Dude, I have to yo that. Oh my fucking god, dude. How mad would you be? Oh, holy shit. And now we're gonna lose to this guy, but it was fucking worth it, dude. Let me tell you. That was the most worth it thing I've ever fucking done. Dude, oh my god. I don't know, buddy. If you don't like RNG, you shouldn't be in card games. That being said, most card game players don't like RNG. It's okay. Try getting 2 brawny buffs. I don't know. It still feels like I need to test this build further. You had a 9k HP Beastmaster with 2 brawny buffs? Are you kidding, dude? I had 1 brawny buff and I got to 9k HP. Step up your game, bro. Okay, I got to 8.3k, but I mean, whatever. If I had 2 brawny buffs, that Beastmaster would have literally been 15k. Okay, Embarrassment of Riches versus Chainmail. This is a tough one. I do think this item is good, but Chainmail is so good. I think Embarrassment in round 2 does beat Chainmail. It's hard. Chainmail is so good, dude. It might be the best. It might be the single best item from the like the stat-based ones. But even card games limit the amount of certain cards in the deck. Should BKB be deck legal? In this game, I think so, yeah. That's kind of the point of this game. Like, the point of this game is that ridiculous things can happen, but they intentionally make it quite rare. The odds of getting 3 BKB are really low. So the odds of it actually negatively impacting your gameplay experience are very low. But, like, when it happens, it creates, like, a very funny and unique situation. I don't know. It's, like, it's really important for community people as well. I don't know, like, if you look at stuff like Reddit, or like, I don't know, any community members, just like friends talking to each other on Discord, you know, yo, this funny thing I just saw in this one game or whatever. It's like, it's kind of important that crazy things are able to happen. The point is, from like a modern game design perspective, you want crazy things to be possible, but really rare, so that you have these moments that end up in these crazy scenarios, like, you know, getting posted on Reddit or social media, or not even anything as disassociative as that, but literally just like, or like me talking with you guys, like, oh, there's this crazy thing that happened, and I think that's like overall a positive thing, as long as it's not happening so often that it's actually kind of like fucking over really commonly, right? That's not something you want, right? For example, something like Ragnaros and Hearthstone, because I'm using an old example because I haven't played Hearthstone in like 5 years. Ragnaros and Hearthstone is like, oh wow, he fireballed me in the face for 8. Oh, you know, it happened again. You know, that's not good. But 3 BKBs, I'm probably gonna play another 1,000 games and not see 3 BKBs. Like, that was a huge outlier. I'm also not even sure if someone gets offered 3 BKBs, what percentage of games it's even proper to buy them all in. Might be high. It might also be lower than you might think. Who knows? There's a chainmail. A second chainmail is just good. I don't want anything else. I just want more chainmails. I don't know. When we just have this, we can't really do anything better than this. Just go warriors, 3 warriors, use the one that's not axe, and then put 2 chainmails on the ones that are kind of the most tanky. I guess Tusk has a chance to get his thing off twice. They both have the same amount of health. The odds of me winning this are going to be pretty low no matter what. It's not super rare, super OP, but I got the Warlock item buff where ability can lifesteal 3 times in a row and went 6 Warlocks, 3 Mages. Yeah, that kind of thing is good. It's good that you can stack items together. It's very similar to Risk of Rain. You know, you guys, like, Risk of Rain 2, like, blew up recently. And part of the reason that game is good is because you have... Every game is commonly kind of crazy. Like, you get, like, you know, 6 of the Maelstrom item or whatever, and it's like, oh, dude, that was really, like, it's really cool. So the fact that you can, like, stack certain items or stack certain tribes is a good thing. And they kind of intentionally limited them, right? They make it so it's possible, but it's rarer. Like, every time you get a mech buff, it makes it significantly rarer that you get another one, I believe. I'm not sure how much rarer. I don't know what the numbers are, but that's kind of exactly where it should be at. Camera is blocking gold when shopping. I mean, guys, I know you're not doing this on purpose. It's literally like every time if you're watching me for the last like 2 or 3 days, you'll have observed this trend every couple of minutes. It's like every time my camera's somewhere, it's camera's blocking so and so, move it X. And then I move it, and then it says, hey Swim, buddy, your camera happens to be blocking some certain amount of information on my screen. I think you should move it here, Swim. That way, you know, it won't block that. And it's much better. I'm not trying to do a thing, but it is kind of funny at this point. There will have to be a concession made at some point, guys. There's no 2 ways around this. Wait, actually, when you think about it, isn't this the best camera position? Because truly, do you actually need to see what's happening in the game? It doesn't affect my decision makings. I mean, you bet your ass I'm not watching the boards. The board is, when you really think about it, the least useful thing in auto chess. This camera position, you know what? And the other thing about this camera position, I just realized it's actually genius, is it's the biggest part of the screen, right? So I can actually even make it bigger too, and you guys don't need to see this at all. I think this is actually perfect. I think this actually just makes the most sense. Like, this is the only part of the screen that doesn't hide some crucial information that you guys need to see, right? I don't want to be in Warriors right now. I want to get out of this. I found too many pudges and now I'm sad. I don't know what I want to be in. Oh, I found too many tinies and now I'm sad again. Did Warriors blow? Found too many axes and tuskses. Just do this. I want my Tusk to kind of come in a little sneakily. My front line is all very different. It's like all of them are level 2s or axe, so I don't care about. Whereas Tusk is actually like, he wants to come in, and this is perfect. Nothing is attacking Tusk. This is the only unit I want nothing to be attacking, basically. Because everything else is mega tanky or axe, which I just truly do not care about. I'm going to buy more pudges. There's no downside to it here. If I see 3 more pudges in the next pack, I'm actually going to go pudge 3. I don't give a shit. Speaking of, I made a super scuffed mask and border if you want it. Mask and border. Like a superhero mask? What's a mask? Do streamers wear masks? I don't know. That doesn't... What? I don't know, guys. Where are other streamers putting their cameras? I'm actually curious. Anti-mage. I need to curve warriors. I think when you're in warriors, you actually want to like primarily be in beasts, honestly. Did we lose that last one? I couldn't see the board. My camera was too big. I kind of want this interest point. Bottom left is common. Is it actually? I don't know, man. Would you rather see my gold when I'm shopping or like see the HP of the 2 lowest guys? Is bottom left actually the most common? That just seems kind of weird to me. Maybe I'm the weird one. I guess I'm the weird one, guys. Top right. Top right makes some sense. You can't see like the timer. I don't know. I mean, there's no place where you will please everyone. Because I swear to God, you guys can watch chat in 20 minutes, and it's probably going to be one of you assholes who's listening to this right now. 20 minutes, there's going to be a guy coming in here being like, hey, Mr. Streamer, I can't see the health points of the bottom place person. You know, please change, Mr. Streamer. And it's like, all right. You know, you make a compelling argument. Let me just make it as big as my screen again. Okay, so we're in round 8. We're actually streaking. We're 2 away from this interest point, and I don't mind selling it if Bloodseeker here because I'm mostly just looking to curve into Beast at this point, I guess. Beast is kind of the only thing adjacent to Warriors. Okay, I just did nothing there. That was the worst of all worlds. I was supposed to either sell the Bloodseekers for interest or pump and put something in. We're winning this board, so we're keeping our streak up, but we also just, like, lost the interest points here. Whatever. Beastmaster has some chance of being on my board. So the question is, okay... Here's the thing. 6 Warriors isn't good anymore. The question is, what do you do when you have a 3 Warrior start? What do you curve this into? Well, Beast works. Like, 4 Warriors plus Beast is okay. And then it's like, Orcs is maybe okay. I could see some universe where I want to go into Orcs. I do definitely want to pick up an Undead to work with Pudga. Mr. Streamer, I can't see the HP of the 2 lowest people. Guys, it's too soon. It's too soon. You have to be patient. You have to be prudent. Come on, don't spoil this for everyone. Round 9 preparing. I mean, we are still on a streak. I think if we're streaking, we should just, like, level up here. Getting 6 units actually allows us to put in 6 warriors. We don't have a 6th warrior. Whatever. I don't really care. We're streaking. I'm just gonna throw in some level 1 units. I wouldn't have 6 warriors for very long. I could throw it on my board for a bit. It's okay for a bit. Oh, I could have put in this Enchantress for Beast, actually. That would have been good. I swear to God, if Mud Golems drop the warrior perk, I'm not fucking buying it. That perk is hot garbage. Do not buy that. It's so bad, dude. It's actually so trash. Did you try your 3 stars never level up strategy in Underlords? Okay, so that's a really good question. The defining feature of that strategy is it's mostly meant to basically take advantage of a mechanic that doesn't exist in this game. So no. The mechanic, of course, being blacklisting, which, to my knowledge, and I'm pretty sure I've observed it not happening in this game, but to my knowledge, it does not occur in this video game. So I could sell for interest here, and I think I'm going to. It's double Bloodseeker into Beastmaster into Pudga. This is the easiest interest point here. Keeping both Enches and the Axe to combine into Beast. I do want to get out of 6 Warriors, probably. Like, when I actually get something I want to put on my board, I'll probably sell Slardar and the Axe if I have an Axe 2 by then. The odds of me actually wanting to go Orcs is pretty low. I think Beast is kind of the most likely avenue to actually be able to curve out of Warriors. Something mid-range. We want to pair the Undead and get a couple of Beasts online. Like, at least a 2nd Beast. I don't really know. I don't know what to do with this. Warriors is so garbage. Isn't Fall from Grace almost always good? In most builds, it's basically free minus armor for the entire enemy team. I think the answer to that... I wouldn't phrase it exactly like that, but kind of, yes. So, Tooth and Claw, good timing. This gives us direction that we kind of needed at this time. So we will turn this into a 6-beast build, probably, which is adjacent to Warriors. Feels pretty good. There's Axe. Now that our Axe is leveled up, buying the Juggernaut just makes sense. It can replace the Slardar, which we no longer need at this point. We are doing very well here. If we do lose the ability to go 6 Warriors, we can go back into Enchantress. While we are streaking, I think our board is good enough that we just want to play for interest here. I do think... I wouldn't phrase it exactly like that. I don't think you should always buy it. I wouldn't say in most builds it's basically free -5 armor. I think you do often have to go out of your way slightly, and I think there are plenty of builds that wouldn't want it. But I do think, unlike most of the other tribes, it's something that you can very accessibly go in a good amount of builds. So, I mean, I would agree with your general concession. What does that item do? Tooth and Claw. Savage unit supply, stackable 3-second, 10 DPS bleed on attack. It's okay. It's not amazing. It's basically, when you look at it as a damage perspective, it's probably equivalent to a roughly 15 health or 15 damage on attacks. Actually, does this go through armor? What the hell is a bleed? I guess it goes through armor, right? So I guess it's like 15 pure damage per attack. That's nice. That's not terrible. So Venomancer's a kind of nice pickup here. If we needed to sell Slardar for interest, we would do it. So the pretty common thing is when you're streaking on round 13, you might take an aggressive triple pump if you've got something good to put in that pairs the board or creates like or something on a level 2 or something that pairs the board. So we're probably going to do that. We are on a big streak. Our board is powerful but losable at 15 armor on these warriors, still not doing that much. And Venomancer will pair into Beast, which makes us very powerful without really costing us that much. It's kind of playing safe, right? We don't want to do it on a 12 because we're 3 out of 16, which is just too odd of a number. We want it to be a multiple of 4 so we can nice and cleanly get up there. So we will dip into our interest funds a little bit next round to take the aggressive triple pump. Very standard. You'll see top players do this. If they're protecting a streak on 13, this is just what people do. Not always. It depends on if you feel... You need to have something worth putting in, right? It needs to be a 2-star or something that actually does something immediately, right? So we can see our interest here would be at 41. We're going to go ahead and take this triple pump, go down to 28, Venomancer in, Slardar gets sold. So now our interest got lost by 1 point. Instead of being at the 40 gold interest, we're at the 30 gold interest. But our board is a bit stronger because of it, and we're willing to eat that amount of interest. The best way to think about interest is like early points of interest compound so much, because early point of interests matter for the ability to kind of like scale into other interests. Like hitting the 10 gold interest early matters so much, because the earlier you hit the 10 gold interest, the even earlier you hit like the 20 gold interest and 30 gold interest and so on and so forth, and it snowballs. But like 1 point of interest here, it's like 40 to 30, doesn't really matter that much, right? Like we can actually count how much total gold this cost us. So it cost us 1 gold this round, right? And then next turn it'll cost us how much did we pay for it? We paid exactly 15. So we're gonna go into round 14. Let's see here. I'm too lazy to actually do this math, so I'm just gonna see what my gold is. Okay, so we're at 42, so we're losing a point of interest this round too, and then we're going to be at 50. So it's cost us a total of 2 gold this game. It's 2 1 interest points, and that's like nothing. Whereas like when you sacrifice something to miss the first time, like when you hit 10 gold, that ends up costing you a total of like 5 or 6 gold. It's a lot because it compounds and it snowballs until you get to 50 and cap. I guess I'll pick up Drow, whatever. Getting on a Dota online would be nice. If we get 4 beasts, we will definitely go down to 3 warriors and go into like 4 beasts, plus we'll probably have room for the undead at that point. We wouldn't even be in 6 warriors, honestly, if we hadn't found the Doom. The Doom kind of makes it worth it right now. So we're streaking. This is the kind of board where we're probably not going to be able to protect this streak too long. Okay, Shadow Fiend is not terrible. If we are out of warriors, we could in theory replace it with Doom, get the Warlocks online. First tier of Warlocks is kind of okay. We do want to pair up with Venomancer because we were kind of stuck with him. So I do sort of like the ability to be into it. I'm not going to bother flipping my board here. I don't give a shit. It's the Wolves. We can't lose the Wolves. Wolves are so bad, dude. Bye, Veno. I don't know. I could buy both Shadow Fiends. They changed the way interest works, which means now that the game is complete, unlike a normal auto chest, interest snapshots at the beginning of the round. So we're already locked into 5 gold interest. So we can now buy both Shadow Fiends, and we're still getting 5 interest here, I guess. Should be how this works. So there's no reason not to do this now. If I find a third one, and if I decide I want to be out of this... Well, okay, the one reason not to do this is it kind of cost me APM, which is effectively a resource. Easy Vanguard. Vanguard's pretty good. Could just slap that on like a Doom or something. I'm not really sure this Doom wants to stay. Mostly I'm looking for Beast 3 and Beast 4 would be the next 2 improvements to this board. One of them desperately wants to be Lone Druid as well. This doesn't really do anything for us. It's quite a dead pack. I do think we will roll a little bit here. Or we could wait till level to 7. I think the best thing to do is wait to level to 7. There's just nothing that immediately impacts my board if we find it. Like, if we're rolling... The first question you have to ask yourself, what are you actually rolling for? Like, think about it. 2 Venoms improves our board, 2 Dooms, 2 Juggernauts. That's really, really weak outs. We don't have a single actual, like, out that immediately improves our board in an impactful way. I guess a beast that's better than Veno would be technically an out. Because we would replace Veno with a beast that's better than him, which would be, I guess, like Lone Druid. So, that's a decent out. But mostly, we do want to increase our chances of eventually getting it. We're okay dropping our streak at this point. It's kind of carried us as much as it wants to. I still don't think I am dropping the streak by chilling here, but if it happens, it's not the worst thing ever. And we just want to, at this point, increase our odds of getting a Lone Druid when we roll down, which means we want to be level 8 before we're rolling. There's just nothing to buy here, right? I guess Alchemists is like, there's no reason not to buy it. There's the 3rd Shadow Fiend. And this is begging an interesting question. So we got the Lycan, which pairs here. And we still are in Warriors. We need 1 more Beast or we're out of Warriors. If we get 1 more Beast, we could put in an Enchantress over this Axe. I don't know. Shadow Fiend honestly feels good. I think I'm supposed to purchase this. Makes a lot of sense. Like, Warriors need DPS. I could also go with Alchemist, but since Shadow Fiend leveled up, he's just the better choice. I think. There's an argument that I could just chill. I mean, I do kind of would rather have, like, Necrophos or Alchemist if I'm pairing, like, Undead or if I'm kind of in a late game scenario. Shadow Fiend is kind of better than Alchemist early, but as things get more and more into the late game, your Alchemist gets to level 2, etc. And the amount of units on the board just increases. Acid Spray just scales better than something like Requiem, which is a little more flat. Venomite to Tusk are 2 good purchases. Here we can level up, actually, already. So, aggressive level up because we have the economy to do so. It's Doom out for Shadow Fiend, which means this is then out for this. And I guess we're just going to put this in as well. It's actually possible this... Oh, shit. Oh, my God, I lost this interest point if we lose. I don't think we're losing here, but 49 is not good. So the interest is weird the way it works now. Because now, if I win, I get to 50. And we get the interest points. But if I sell right now, it's snapshotted us at 49, so we're not getting interest if we don't win. Well, of course, we expect to win, but if I was quicker, I would have sold out of Axe, basically, here. Which I will do anyway, because I know I'm selling out of Axe. Axe is garbage. He helped us in the early game a bit when we wanted him. And I think we're selling out of Doom, too. I mean, theoretically, if I find, like, 3 more Dooms right now, I will slot him in. Why not? But I just don't really see that happening. So now that we're actually leveled up and we still want to preserve a streak, now there's no reason not to roll it down. This is like totally fine here because we're at the level where we do want to be rolling. And we're actually like pretty close to these outs. Like we've got a Sand Kingu, which I have to imagine is better than Enchantress. I could chill at this interest point a little bit. Let's check out our specs. We've got 4 Warriors, all of them being level 2, or this Beast in this case. I think we just sell out of our Doom here. Really not looking for this. We could put items on slightly better targets. Vanguard could be on... someone else right now. I've got Vanguard on Tiny 2, Chainmail on Lycan, and the other Chainmail on the Pudga. Pudga wants the Chainmail, pairs well with its high HP stat, I think. Not too sure what I want to do here. Either way, I think this is pretty much how you have to play Warriors. I think this is a good example. It's like, you can go 3 Warriors early if you get them 2 stars. You want 3 Warriors early, that's good. It's kind of hard to curve, though. You can curve them into, like, a few things, but none of them are really great. You know, like, Undead is a pocket. Primordial can work a little bit, especially in certain board states. Maybe when there's a lot of, like, melee users like Warriors or Assassins. Assassins have some range, but they're mostly melee. Knights, oddly enough, are mostly ranged, which is kind of strange. But the other way to play Warriors, the best way to play Warriors is to curve into, like, 4 Beast, I think. Maybe even 6 Beast if you have enough incentives. Like, maybe this is good enough to go 6 Beast. Which I think seems to be what we're doing now. I wonder if it's ever worth it to pick up Arc Warden. Like, the unit is just okay, and it has, like, this Primordial thing. So I could see an argument for it there. We could honestly level up to 9. I don't actually think I want to. My board is too weak right now. We need to improve this board before we level up to 9. I mean... The most important thing to ask yourself is how many outs are you on? How many units are you actually looking for? We have enough gold that, like, we're not just counting outs, but we're also counting, like, 2 of outs. Like, for example, finding 2 lone druids improves our board substantially. This unit should already be on our board. It's okay that it's here right now. Looks like we might not be going undead at all, because we have the level 2 Shadow Fiends, and our Drow is going to be really hard to fit. So I think I can just, like, preempt the sell on this. We do have Smuggler offered 1 wave higher. I think it's just a little too late for that. I will take the dig on over that. I'm still not sure whether this charges mana or not. Can anyone confirm with 100% certainty whether Jagon, when you use it, does the damage from it charge the mana of the hero that uses it? And then we'll just roll it down here. Theoretically, Tiny 3 is like possible. I don't think I'm in Hunters at all here. There's the Enchantress upgrade, which makes me feel pretty good. I do want more Beasts. Lone Druid is very good. Having more Beasts is kind of the most important thing right now. Shadow Fiend 3 Dream is probably pretty dead. I think I could have gone for that Gyro. It was early enough that going for Gyro might have made sense there. Oops. Okay, I just messed up. Venom Frontline, whatever. And there's that Enigma too. And another Alchemist. I don't know, this is getting kind of weird. Definitely selling out of this now. How many Warlocks do we have? We have 3 Warlocks. I guess I can just put in Enigma. I don't know, this champion is pretty good. I want to clarify, I use the word champion ironically. I'm not a League player. When I play Teamfight Tactics, I'm going to call them heroes. I don't know why. I think I have a problem. There's definitely something wrong with me. Okay, so we have one more warrior than we really need. We do want to cut down our warriors. I think we want the Tiny gone probably. Tiny can just be gone here for like an undead warlock. This pairs undead and the second tier of warlock buff, which is quite nuts. I guess I'll just slap this on someone random. I don't know. This looks pretty good right now. I mean, we have a very compact board in terms of these synergies. Check this out. We're at 4 beasts, 2 undead, 4 warlocks, 3 warriors, and we got the demon. We're wasting very few tribes here, actually. We're only wasting like half of a druid, half of a human, and a third of a goblin, which is a really low amount to be wasting. Got our streak knocked out finally by this. If we rolled down a little more aggressively, got like a level 2 lone druid to put in faster, we probably would have preserved our streak there. There's also an argument we should have Enigma over Alchemist, which is probably right. I don't know. That probably just... I mean, it's an Enigma, guys. Or maybe we could... There's an argument that we have our Veno in back like a normal human being. I don't know. These are all things that could happen. There's the Sand King upgrade. And I don't mind buying the Alchemist just in case. So at this point, we have to consider like where the Sand King fits into this board. And I guess level 2 Sand King is, again, better than the Enchantress. So we'll kind of switch back here. Sand King is quite good. So now if we get the Lone Druid... Oh, Lone Druid 1 should be in somewhere. Man, it's going to be hard putting in the 6 beasts. I haven't really planned this through. I think I'm going to need to step down my Warlocks. I can't really have 4 Warlocks. 4 Warlocks is, I think, just kind of trolly. I do like the Undead Warlocks pairing. I don't know, man. It's got to be time to get out of this Shadow Fiend, I think. Isn't Lone Druid level 2 if you put him in with Hench? No, Druids don't work good. Druids don't, like, okay. So, yes. But it's not, that's not what I mean when I say, okay. So you're no, I mean like an actual level 2 Lone Druid. I could put him in with Hench. It would be better than like 2 Warlocks right now. So which two? It's like Enigma and Shadow Fiends? Sorry, Shadow Fiends. Your time has come. Okay, we got 6 beasts, which is pretty good. Shadow Fiend helps me for a bit. Might have preserved my streak a little bit, which is nice. It's kind of nice when you have warriors, you want to pair them with something that gives damage. This is part of the reason why the warrior perk is so goddamn bad, and why stuff like Orcs Warriors is not super really a build. Where warriors have defense, they just need damage, right? So combining them with like Shadow Fiend instead of 6 warriors is an improvement, right? Combining them with something like beasts, which give you damage, is typically the best thing to do with them. Beast is also very warrior adjacent. Now that our board is on the state, again, we have to contemplate how many outs we have. Like, what are we actually rolling for? Okay, think about it. I don't think we actually like really want this Alchemist anymore. The Alchemist to level 2 could make it in when we actually hit the 3rd level. So we're rolling for Enigma, or sorry, we're rolling for Necro, we're rolling for Lone Druid, and we're rolling for like 2 Lycans. But now that we've kind of found a lot of pairs, we've kind of like, we found the Necro to put in, we found the Enchantress 2-star, we found the Sand King 2-star. Now we're looking to upgrade our board. So now that we've done that, we can now put in, I don't know, another Lone Druid. I have no idea what I'm putting in. Doesn't matter. Looks like this is a game where we're going to level 10. Have you tried Mages? Coddle does so much damage. I haven't played Mages and Underlords yet, actually. I don't know why. I haven't really played Mages. I used to play Mages all the time. I guess I don't like being reminded that gods don't exist in this game. It makes me sad. So Vicious Intent is kind of funny. We don't really have summons, though. I mean, okay, I'm going to buy this because it's hilarious. I don't really expect this to be good, but I think we can actually knock people out of the game when they think they're good, and I think that's just kind of funny. I wouldn't really advocate doing this if I wanted to win the video game. That being said, I do think that winning video games is kind of overrated. Want something else to put in here. Enigmators. So let's see who we queue into. Okay, this is Necro Fallen guy. Let's see how much damage he takes. Or no, wait. Yeah, this guy's defending you. I guess that's how that works. I thought these symbols were reversed. Okay, this guy is actually beating us. I mean, he's Hunters. What did we think? We do need another unit to put in. The Enigma being the 3rd Warlock doesn't really help anything we're looking for here, honestly. I don't know. It looks like round 10 is kind of the last phase for this board. Pudga's never gone to level 3. Kunkka is also not bad. We could take out the Enigma. We could replace the Pudga with a Kunkka, get the Undead with something else, and then replace the Enigma for that Undead. That's not a bad direction for this. I do think we're close to a few things, though. I wouldn't even mind like a second Venomancer. Just Kunkka. I don't know, dude. This Enigma unit is pretty good. I don't know how I feel about it. I know everyone loves Enigma. Like, this hero is like the most jerked off thing. Everyone blows their load for Enigma. He's okay. He sometimes does neat things. It's like, yeah, he's my 2nd DPS here at level 1. Yeah, it's like he has 2,000 DPS. I think DPS is kind of overrated, though. Beast is really good with trolls. That sounds trolly. Yo. So wait, if I put this Lone Druid in instead of the Enigma, then my Druid buff gets discounted, right? Because now my Druid buff will only buff the level 1 Lone Druid. I don't know. I'm edgy and I dislike Enigma, but it's not like I'm not going to put him in here. Didn't even get the spell off. Okay, we're going to have to put a Chainmail on Enigma. I didn't think he had problems getting spell off. Lone Druid becomes 2 and you don't get a 3. Yeah, that's what I was meaning to say. Yeah. I don't know, man. At 10, I don't even think I want to put in like a 3rd Warlock. Or a 4th Warlock. Like 4 Warlocks feels kind of trolly. Then again, it's not bad. It doesn't feel like it really synergizes with Beasts. It's okay. We're approaching like endgame scenario. Kunkka Bow would do a lot in these fights. I mean, more than what? Like, Kunkka's neat. Is he better than Enigma? I don't think there's anything else on my board that's replaceable. I think at this point, the game is wrapping up pretty soon. We do want to get to level 10. We want to see what round 30 item we get, because it might actually change our board state a little bit. For example, if we do get the humans turned into undead one, that actually will change the last unit we're looking for, because this human will go to the 3rd undead, and then we'll actually try to get a 4th undead, or a human to make the 4th undead. Could change what we're looking for, allows us to put in Kunkka very easily. Looking for, like, we're still on this Necro upgrade. This Necro is still 1, and this Lycan is not even close to getting upgraded. This Lycan's very sad. At this point, we can forget the Venom 3 Dream, so we might as well pre-sell it there. Make sure I have room on my bench, because it's just like, obviously things need to go fast when they actually need to happen. So here we are just going to be leveling to 10 immediately, I think, on 31. The game is kind of closing out. It's at the end of the game where I don't really want to play for interest anymore. So I think the best thing to do is to just kind of pre-level here, get my XP as high as it's going to go without losing this interest point. Here, so show synergies, yep. Show inventory synergies at the same time as PC. Yeah, they really need to. Hopefully they'll add that on like Monday or Tuesday. They're being, you know, very quick about these changes. I think they don't update on weekends though. I don't know, 6 mages sounds kind of fun. Maybe I should actually try it. So Desperate Measures is really funny. But you know what's also really, really funny is getting a 2nd Vicious Intent. So this is incorrect. Do not do this, actually, like in an actual game. Someone could die from 40 health without actually thinking that they're dying. I kind of have to do this because it's too funny to not do. I could actually just literally straight up murder someone. Okay, let's see this. Techies could have been good. Okay, guys. Double Vicious Intent. With a shit ton of summons. Let's see exactly what this does. This guy's defending against me. Necro Fallen. Unfortunately, he's actually going to beat me. Because instead of buying actual items, I bought Double Vicious Intent. Again, I would not recommend this. This item is no good. I could always just go Euro Chop there. Unfortunately, my gold is probably too low to actually level it up. So I think it's no good. Man, but imagine if we actually win a board, dude. Someone's dying. Someone's literally just dropping. Then we want the Alchemist here for the last Warlock buff. Okay, here it is, guys. This is it. This is the build. Double Vicious Intent with summons. Vanguard on Enigma. I think Chainmail on Enigma will be sufficient to allow him to go off. I don't think I need Vanguard. Okay, this guy's defending against me. Okay. Wait, Doggone. Wait, he's at 40 health? Wait. He just lost to me? How much is he taking? Oh, he's dead! Holy shit! Dude, he's fucking dead! Double Vicious Intent, holy shit! Dude, I have to yo that. Oh my fucking god, dude. How mad would you be? Oh, holy shit. And now we're gonna lose to this guy, but it was fucking worth it, dude. Let me tell you. That was the most worth it thing I've ever fucking done. Dude, oh my god. Oh. This is don't do this. Don't actually do this. We're gonna lose now. We don't have actual items. I could also put this on, whatever. Okay, now this hunter guy just destroys our asshole. Isn't it fascinating how we lose to a hunter every single game, guys? Every single game. Have you been watching today? Look at it. Think back. The last 4 games. In 3 of the last 4 games, we've gotten 2nd place, and then we've lost heads up against the hunter picker. Huh. I'm not really complaining. It's just, it is funny though. Oh well. Oh, another Sand Kingu. Something tells me the Sand King Dream is dead, guys. He's right skewed. So we want Sand King, like, actually burrow striking and back. He wants to assassin here. Let me actually fix my positioning. Oh, dude! Dude, the Sand King animation when he assassins, he tunnels. I didn't even notice that. That's so cool, dude. And we lost. Oh well. Honestly, it was worth it. It was all worth it. Nothing else actually matters with this game. I have no regrets. He probably doesn't want Vanguard. I mean, we can mix and match here a bit. We can try to improve. We're hitting this interest points, so we can chill for a bit. I do think Enigma does want the chainmail. It should be enough to keep him alive. Vanguard does want to be held by someone like fairly chunky. Alchemist is kind of chunky. Who's our chunkiest unit? Pudga's chunky, but I kind of don't really care about keeping Pudga alive. Pudga is no good. Pudga's a good chainmail recipient though. Hunters will be kind of attacking the side of my board. Is there like some better way to position against new hunters? Maybe need some CC. Kunkka would be good here. Adding like Kunkka to this board or like just AoE would be a way to improve it. I think there is definitely a way to beat him here, right? Like AoE CC is kind of what I want. I mean, if we're gonna die, I mean, if we beat him once, if we high roll, wait a second, hang on. If we high roll, if we ass pull a win, and we beat him once, we're good. There's a Kunkka. All we need to do is just mega ass pull one win. I don't know how we're gonna do this. I think the best thing, so let's try to pay attention to how this works. We got 3 vicious intents. I was thinking about techies. It feels like it's hard to fit in here, but I do need to try changing something. So they're all attacking things on the right side. Left side is safer. Wait, are we going off? No, we're not. These hunters in back, we just don't really have anything to do with them. Yeah, I mean, we're not actually gonna win a single board. We're so far from winning. It looks like we're kind of close to winning because he's down to 3 units, but those are the 3 DPSers, and we can't actually get back there. I think Kunkka's actually better than techies. If we get a level 2 Kunkka, we kind of have a chance. Reposition? I mean, there's no positioning that beats him. We could try like a second Enigma. We do need to look for different things here. It wasn't like him. It was supposed to be like I don't know, Venomancer or something. It looks like we've got one more round to turn this around, right? His board. Yeah, I mean, I assumed it's only worse. We kind of have to try it and hope that it gets better. I don't think this board is getting better, but we know we're losing, so we have to just like try changing things. This looks like the last one. I don't know. Sand Kingu gives me decent results. I don't think we're good here, guys. I mean, getting like a level 2 Kunkka or a level 2 Enigma would help a bit. And like theoretically we should be selling our bench and like trying to get there faster. But I mean that's the only thing that helps a bit. I mean his board is just ridiculously powerful. It's just hunters. Man, that's so sad. If we had been like if we had gotten something and just won one fight. Something that has like RNG so that we can just like high roll and win one single fight. The triple vicious that just immediately kills him. Man. It feels kind of bad, but that's kind of what our late game setup does. I think buying Kunkkas earlier probably would have been something to be aware of. Honestly, like, I guess the meta right now, I have to respect, like, AoE, just because hunters are, like, the only way you lose right now. So theoretically, AoE, that's basically, especially, like, stuff that stuns is just kind of what you need. So, like, Kunkka is probably the single best important unit in the game if you actually want to win games right now, because everyone at the top of each game is just playing hunters. And there's very few ways to counter hunters. Sing and Sinking might have been useful. I agree with that. It was still worth it. You know, I got something out of that. You know, I'm happy that went down that way. I wonder how much damage he was taking. It must have been around 40. It couldn't have been much more, right?